main event of UFC on Fox 23 is between Valentina "Bullet" Shevchenko and Julianna, the Venezuelan Vixen, Pena. The winner probably gets a title shot against current women's bantamweight champion Amanda the Lioness Nunes. I'm Flyin Brian J. This is MMAmania.com. First thing that I want to tell you about this fight is that it's taking place in Denver, obviously the mile-high city. It is at elevation. Pena has been training in Chicago, where the elevation is just 579 feet above sea level, where Shevchenko has been training at Denver or higher. So I think that she should be better acclimated to the elevation for this fight. Also, it should be noted that Shevchenko has looked better in her last two fights in the later rounds, and her last fight especially, where it was a 5-round main event fight and it went the full 5-round distance. Pena never been scheduled for 5 rounds and has never been to a 4th round, so I think the longer this fight goes, the more Shevchenko has an advantage. WME IMG is going to be selling you this fight as striker versus grappler. Pena being the grappler, Shevchenko is a multi-time Muay Thai kickboxing world champion who finished her career in kickboxing with a record of 56-2. But Shevchenko is also pretty decent in the grappling department. She has a black belt or a master of sports in judo, and she has shown some really good ground skills in her past few fights. Pena on the feet though, not really good. She comes forward really wildly. Actually, her entire fighting style is aggressive, tenacious, and wild. But on the feet, she comes forward wildly. She wings punches kind of sloppily, and she does not move her head whatsoever. I think that Shevchenko is obviously going to have an advantage on the feet, but especially because Pena is going to be coming on straight lines, and Shevchenko has a really good check right hook. She can hit that thing. She does stand pretty flat-footed, but her footwork is phenomenal, so she could hit the right hook and then scoot right out of the way of Pena's forward pressure. If the fight does go to the ground, Pena is obviously going to have an advantage. She is really strong, and even if she were to pull guard, she is so limber and flexible that she can get her legs almost all the way over her head, switch position, get on top, and then work some pretty nasty ground and pound. She's good at passing guard and then elbows and just really, really crazy ground and pound from the top. And again, if she pulls guard, she's good at just getting back to her feet, but since she already has her opponent right there, she's good at working her favorite takedown, which is an inside trip from the clinch position. Shevchenko ordinarily is pretty good in the clinch. I think she should avoid that here, and she should also avoid throwing too many kicks, because even though Pena is not great at catching kicks or takedowns from distance, it would just behoove Shevchenko to not throw a sloppy kick and then have Pena catch it and take her to the ground. Because Shevchenko, yeah, she does have some ground skills, but against Amanda Nunes, when she was on bottom, she didn't show me too many signs of like working for submissions off of her back or even to get back to her feet. She basically held Amanda's posture and just kind of waited it out. When she's on top though, Shevchenko is really good at passing guard and working for submissions. In the later rounds against Nunes, she had a crucifix mount where she was working for an Americana. So she's decent with her submissions, a little bit of ground and pound, but I think Shevchenko's entire game is based on her getting points and winning on the scorecards. And that's how I think this fight's going to go. Shevchenko is going to be able to use their judo in defense against Pena early, maybe keep it on the feet, but definitely score some points with her striking. And then as the fight goes on, Shevchenko's good at warding off sloppy takedowns and then getting top position of her own. So if Pena, when she gets tired in the later rounds, which I think she will because she has not been to the 4th round, her game is really, really grueling and takes a lot of energy. And then the fight obviously is at elevation. Shevchenko's shown that she's good in that area. She's also been training at elevation. I think as the fight goes on, Pena's going to throw some sloppy takedown attempts. Shevchenko's going to reverse it, get on top, and then just basically score points and ride the thing out to a decision. I could also see Pena getting Shevchenko down early, working some friggin' vicious elbows, maybe getting a TKO stoppage, or maybe getting Valentina to turn her back and then getting a rear naked choke victory. Either way, tell me who you're picking in the comment section down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Obviously, I'm picking Valentina via decision. I'll see you on my next video. Namaste.